If reports in the media are anything to go by, then Liverpool are serious about signing France international, Kylian Mbappe, this summer. According to Correio da Manhã, press image provided below, the Reds will do everything possible to sign the PSG star, and this week, we may see decisive developments. News: Liverpool ready to agree big contract, will do anything to sign £42.5 million player, report. The renowned Portuguese source have mentioned that the likes of Chelsea, Real, Man United, Barca and Newcastle are interested in the 23-year-old forward, and Liverpool are ready to beat everyone to seal his signing. The Reds may end up losing Maine, and as per CDM, Jurgen Klopp believes that Mbappe will be an ideal replacement. It is reported that the Eagles want €100 million, £85 million, from the sale of their prized asset and would like to conclude a deal swiftly. The former Monaco forward scored 26 goals in the Liga NOS and ended the competition as the top scorer. Moreover, he found the net 6 times in as many Champions League starts. Not to forget, he scored both home and away against Liverpool. Sadio Mané is our most versatile attacker. He is the only player who has excelled in the LW, RW and CF positions. Losing him would result in losing depth in multiple positions. Mbappe is a top player who can improve our strike force, but with Main's departure, Klopp will not have anyone good enough to cover for Salah and Diaz in the wide attacking positions. Therefore, in addition to a CF, the German manager will need to sign a versatile winger as well. In your view, who should Liverpool sign to replace the African superstar at Anfield? Liverpool pulling out all the stops to sign €100 million striker. Offer made, personal terms agreed and replacement lined up. Liverpool are reportedly pulling out all the stops to sign Darwin Nunez, and they have a replacement lined up. The attacking depth available to Jurgen Klopp this season has been one of the biggest reasons for the Reds reaching 3 finals and taking the Premier League title race to the final day of the season. Luis Diaz arriving in January sparked a change in gear from the Reds as they went full throttle in all competitions, but that depth seems set to take a blow. Sadio Mané is heavily linked with a summer departure, and reports seem to suggest that Darwin Nunez is his replacement. Benfica have lined up a move for João Pedro after Watford were relegated from the Premier League, and, according to 90 Minute, there is the belief that the Hornets will be tempted to sell. Portuguese newspaper Correio da Manhã claims that Liverpool will do everything to sign Darwin Nunez, with the striker valued at €100 million, pound 85.15 meters, by Benfica. There could reportedly be major developments this week, and so it will be fascinating to see how this plays out. Nunez is not to be questioned as far as his finishing ability is concerned. 34 goals in 41 appearances this season is a world-class return. If he can translate that to the Premier League for Liverpool, he'd be a fantastic acquisition. For me, he seems a bit too pricey for the Reds and their transfer model, even if Nunez would likely explode under Jurgen Klopp. FSG have only ever added truly marquee signings to the squad when they have shown that they would transform Liverpool immediately. Nunez doesn't necessarily tick that box, as there is no guarantee he can maintain his goal-scoring record in the Premier League. Barcelona cool interest in Leeds United star Rafinha, player less of a priority. Rafinha has shone at Leeds since joining the club from Rennes in the summer of 2020, but has been tipped to move on from Elland Road in the approaching transfer window. Barcelona have been chasing his signature amid suggestions they already have an agreement on a contract with the winger, who wants to make the move to the Camp Nou. However, Barcelona are continuing to suffer from financial issues, and Leeds avoiding relegation means a €25 million release clause in the player's contract is not valid. And according to Spanish outlet Relevo, Barcelona have now cooled their interest in Rafinha. Leeds are expected to ask for a minimum of €55 million for Rafinha, and Barcelona have now made signing him less of a priority. The Catalans are not ruling out snapping up Rafinha, but it is claimed that interested sides in the Premier League now have a greater chance of signing him. Rafinha is prioritising playing time if he does move from Leeds, as he is keen to make sure he is in Brazil's squad for the World Cup in the winter. Erik ten Hag already has the answer to Manchester United midfield dilemma. Erik ten Hag is keen to strengthen the midfield department of his new club this summer. Manchester United have been linked with a number of players, including Declan Rice and Frenkie de Jong, to name but a few. It remains to be seen who the Red Devils will target, but they might have an internal solution worth considering. Now 21 years old, the United loanee gained valuable experience at the City Ground this season. He was an ever-present figure for Forest, starting 36 of their 46 championship matches. Steve Cooper used a number of different formations from 4-2-3-1 to 3-4-3, although as the season progressed, he eventually settled on 3-4-1-2 as his go-to choice. Regardless of the system, Forest largely persisted with a midfield pairing in the middle of the park, with Garner regularly occupying one of those two spots, scoring 4 goals while registering 8 assists. The majority of his assists originated from dead ball situations. Cooper harnessed Garner's ability to deliver from set pieces, with the English youngster assuming control over most of Forest's opportunities from corners and free kicks. His influence on Forest's game would not have been as prominent if set pieces weren't part of his remit, which isn't ideal considering the dynamic at Old Trafford, with Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Alex Telles and Luke Shaw typically governing those situations. The technique on Garner's deliveries are also present in open play. In fact, it was his cross which resulted in Forest beating Huddersfield in Sunday's playoff final. He created such danger with his whipped pass that an opposing defender couldn't prevent himself from clearing the ball into his own net. Garner has proved to be an industrious and hard-working talent in Nottingham. His willingness to aggressively regain the ball is a throwback at times. His attitude appears superb and his commitment to the cause is undeniable, although whether his level is high enough for United remains questionable. Ten Hag will have aspirations to dominate European football in years to come. Fluid offensive football will be demanded by the Dutchman, and despite Garner's potential and promising spell in the Championship, it is reasonable to suggest that he would be little more than a squad player at best in Manchester. He could likely do a job as a substitute or as an option to be deployed in domestic cup matches, but in the Premier League and Champions League, United's standards have been set by the likes of Paul Scholes, Roy Keane and Michael Carrick. Garner has a solid career ahead of him, but if he is to continue thriving, his teammates will have to find ways to mask his limitations while empowering his prowess from set pieces. Whether that should happen at a new club remains up for debate.